I'm gonna pull this headache rack down and we will get started on that. Well, you can see here what I did. I just stitch welded this all in, also on this top side up here, so that way we add some more strength to it. Because on the other side, when I grind it flush, I don't really know how much weld I have left there, but I know with the little bit I have on that side and then all the stitch welding inside, I'm good. That's gonna hold it together. Now I need to weld these pieces on, so we'll get started on that. Well, it's another day. It just keeps stretching out, doesn't it? So, I got this bed kind of cut up a little bit how I need it. There's a few trimmings I need to do on it to get to the point where I can bolt these down. But before I bolt them down, this has a gooseneck hitch on it. No cutout yet. So I need to make I need to take these boards off and weld a frame around that, so that way the boards have support and structure around the edges on that cutout. So that way there's, because otherwise you cut into it, there'll be just a little bit of that board being held up and it'll be a weak spot, so we need to reinforce that so we don't end up a weak spot where that hole's going to be. And then I got to make a plate that goes on top to cover that hole, so that way we got a nice flatbed. So I can't remember where I stopped recording last night. I stayed up till 2 a.m. out here trying to get some stuff done, because I've kind of put myself on a timeline that I have to get certain things done to be finished in time. Not just be finishing time. I got time to finish it, and I can always do it halfway too. But I still need to do some service works on this truck as far as the transfer case. I got a leak on the bottom. I hope it's just the plug. Hopefully I don't have a crack in it. It's right around the plug area, so I'm hoping it's just the plug. But I need to take care of that. Fill it back up with oil. I got a new condenser, a new condenser, a dryer, orifice tube for this so I can replace all that. So I need to flush that out, get that all going. I have the new gearbox for the steering that I need to get done, and so that way I can put the hydraulic assist on. I'm not sure if I'll get to that. I want to get the air conditioning just because you do get some pretty hot days down in California, and you get a 70-degree day down there and it gets pretty warm, so I like to have that going. But yeah, so anyways, need to cut that hole out. I think I need to trim some of these boards down a little bit because I want to, the center one doesn't need a gap, but I think I need a gap right here. That's where I want to put a gap, and right here. And what those will do for me is it'll give me a place to stick a 3/8 bar down, twist it over, and have tie-off points on this whole bed. Now they're not going to be super strong because you're just pulling up against the board, but for most things you're tying down, if you're tying them down a beehive, a few boxes, all right, that's great. You don't have to throw a whole strap over, you just do a little strap, tie your strap down. It stays out of the way. You don't have all these straps going over. Sometimes those straps get in your way when you have a bunch of stuff you're hauling around. One thing I will say, this bed looks small compared to the regular box bed. Like, it looks short, doesn't look very long at all. I don't know if it's partly I'm used to looking at my Ford's flatbed that has a 13-foot flatbed on it. This one, from the very front all the way to the very back, is 105 inches. So it's not quite 9 feet, but what is that, like 3 inches shorter? So really close to that 9-foot mark. Anyways, so today I'm going to line up, do some scribing on the sides here, getting ready to drill my holes in there. Hopefully my nephew can come by today. He'll drill the holes out for me. We can do that, get some nuts welded on the back side of those, so that way we don't have to try to reach under there and hold nuts while we're doing stuff. So that, hopefully that'll get done. I want to get these boards set in place. Well, sorry, I need to build that box around that hitch. I need to build a box around my fueler cap here. So this is also a weak point right here. So I need to run a bar down this way and probably coming into here. That'll straighten that up a lot. This is so short and it's supported from the other side, that'll be fine. But I don't like this, and I don't like this right here. So run on down to this next bracket. Excuse me. And right here, and we should have plenty of support there. That, the box, to drill the holes, and then I'm hoping to get these cut. If I need to trim some of these down, start getting them drilled and bolted down. Now I don't want to keep them bolted. I don't know. Maybe I should hang off on it. I don't know. I got some paint coming today. I'd like to get that done so that's out of the way, and then once these are kind of bolted down on these sides, I can work on the side pieces. It'd be really nice if I can get that done, because that would mean tomorrow, which is going to be Friday, maybe I could get to a point where I'm painting this, take this out, clean it up, put a primer on, right? Then you got to let it cure for 24 hours before you put the paint. I'm going to use Rust-Oleum. Rust-Oleum is a good paint. One thing I do not like about Rust-Oleum, it takes quite a while to dry, even to the texture. I forget how long they say. They say like 30 minutes. Not true, especially when it's cooler weather like this. It takes a little longer than that. But I think it's a superior paint rather than like the Krylon and stuff. But I'm going to buy it in the gallon jug can instead of doing the rattle cans. So that should be a little bit better than the Krylon. But I do like Krylon for how fast it dries. When you're doing like little projects where you just kind of need a little bit of protection, you're not thinking necessarily long-term durability, I like the Krylon. The Krylon looks pretty good. And it's not a bad paint either. It's still good paint. Anyways, at least paint that you get off the shelf. I'm not saying that there's better paints and cost more money than that, but we'll get started on scribing up these lines, and then we'll pull those boards off, see what I need to do to build that bracket. One thing I'm going to be using, and I don't know if I have enough of this to do everything, and I might use some other angle, but this chunk that I had cut out from that front channel, if this is long enough, which I don't know if it is, I'm going to use that to kind of box that in front, because that's heavy. It'll give the support that I need and do everything I need it to do, as long as it's long enough. If not, I was thinking about taking a channel, cutting it to length, splitting it in half, and then I'll use that over there, because I don't need the full channel. That's just extra weight. But anyways, enough talking. Time for me to start getting to work. Time for me to get to work. Not start getting to work. I need to get to work. Anyways, let me get you set up over here. You can watch the show. Oh, like I said, I don't know if you've seen, but I got this all welded up. One thing I did wrong, it's not flush here like I was wanting to do, because I didn't think about it when I cut this piece out. I cut it out exactly 80 inches. Well, you got 3/8 basically bigger than what it was. I could have pulled this out a little bit, left a gap there, and I did already leave a little bit of a gap. I should have left more and try to get it a little more flush. It's not a big deal, and if I really wanted to fix it, I could. I can lay a patch over the top of there and weld it in place, but it's not worth it to me. Yeah, but it's welded in. I just need to turn it over and weld on the bottom, drill some holes down there so that way it's fastened on the bottom, and that's going to be, I mean, it already is really rigid. I'm happy with it, but by bolting that on the bottom there, it'll be perfect. I wasn't sure, like I thought maybe I should go a little thicker. I think 11 gauge is perfect. It might even be a little too thick. You might even be able to go a little thinner on it, but I think it's good, strong, sturdy. That gives also this back piece a lot more strength, and that's kind of nice because you're sticking way out and it's the last one, so if you have something overhanging, give you extra strength. Anyways, get you set up and get you watching this.